FM and AM 1160. So Indiana Youth Hockey in the building with us here today. I've got 3 players and a bunch of older folks who don't play anymore. Well, maybe some of them do, but at any rate, I know I've got 3 players from Indiana Youth Hockey with us, and let's get introduced to them. And are we starting players first or adults first?
We can start with players.
Players first. Players first. Maddox, you're up. Introduce yourself. What's your name?
Maddox Prance.
And Maddox, what do you play? What position?
Center.
You're a center. All right, let's bring up your teammates with you here this morning. Find out who we have else with us this morning. You are.
I'm Nicholas Coretti.
And you play.
I play defense.
You're a defenseman, and.
I'm Max Camposano. I play left wing.
All right, so we've got a center, a left wing, and a defenseman with us. Let's introduce the adults in the room who are going to be speaking with us as well.
Sure. I'm Kim Coretti. I'm the IYHA board president.
Mm-hmm. And.
I'm Mike Simone. I am the coaching director.
All right. So, and it takes more than one with that group, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Especially, I mean, just these 3 guys alone would be a handful for us here this morning. Maddox, come on back up. Let's talk to you a little bit and find out about Indiana Youth Hockey and your experience. How long have you been playing?
5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
Yeah. So you started when you were how old?
6 years old.
You were 6 years old?
Yeah.
Man. And it's fun, obviously. You're having a ball with it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many games do you play in a course of a year?
20.
It's a 20-game season?
Yes.
And it's wrapping up, actually. Your regular season's wrapping up this weekend?
Yes. Next weekend is playoffs?
Next week is playoffs.
Next weekend is playoffs.
Uh-huh. All right. So as you play for this team for a lot of years, you've obviously been involved in it for a good long time. What about hockey is fun for you?
Just playing the game with my friends and hanging out with my friends and all the extra stuff and
Yeah.
just playing the game, really.
Little tape action's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So just so folks can recognize voices, because the voices can change, come on up and reintroduce yourself.
Nick Coretti.
All right, Nick. So you obviously have played for a few years too, right?
5.
5 years as well. Did you start at the same age as Maddox?
Mm-mm.
No. What year did you? How old were you when you started?
8. I was 8.
You were 8. Yeah. So what's fun about hockey to you? You're a defenseman.
Mm-hmm. Just basically playing the game and seeing my friends win and just seeing my friends.
Yeah, being a part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's really cool to stop a rush, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You like to turn it up then offensively then? Start the breakout?
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of fun.
It's basically what you do.
Yeah. And what's the strength of your game? Skating?
Probably skating and passing.
Yeah. Well, those are 2 pretty good skills to have and to be good at. That's good stuff. Come on up again and reintroduce yourself.
Max Camposano.
All right, Max. And you said you were what, a left wing?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been playing for how long?
About 4 years.
Yeah. And let's ask you the same question. What's the strength of your game?
I would have to say passing and probably shooting.
Yeah.
It's my favorite parts.
That's the best parts for you?
Yeah. All
right. So if you're passing it to Maddox, do you know you're going to get it back, or is Maddox going to shoot?
I don't know. He might take a shot.
He might take a shot. That's all right. Maddox has a big smile on his face as he says, yep, I'm taking that shot. But it is a great game to play, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
It's a great fun game to play, and we're glad you're all part of it. So let's talk to the adults in the room with us this morning, and we'll ask you to reintroduce yourselves as well.
Kim Coretti, IYHA board president.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to promote the Give IYHA a Shot. It's a free event we're hosting at the S&T Arena next week. It's Thursday night.
All right, and this is an event for prospective players.
Correct. It is for anyone from the ages of 4 to 18 who has maybe played in-house hockey but never tried travel hockey, and they can come on over and talk to us, and the kids can be on the ice and on the turf, and we can talk to the parents.
Now, we have 3 guys in here today, but this is open to girls as well.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep, it's open to everyone.
Yeah, and so what do people have to do? Do they have to contact somebody? Or?
They can go on our website. It's IYHAchiefs.com and register. There is a link to register, and it is from 6:10 to 8:30. There'll be an on-ice portion, and that's sponsored by Haynes Total Hockey. and there's a turf portion, and that will be sponsored by Alexander Development.
Bring your skates and sticks and helmets.
That's right. And there are going to be some free equipment there available, first come, first serve, if anyone doesn't have equipment.
Oh, terrific. Terrific. Obviously, we know these three guys are having a blast with it, but it is such a fun sport, and it's a great team activity, isn't it?
It really is. We have a great organization. We have about 140 kids, all from the ages from 4 to 18, and a lot of them, like you see, 4 to 5 years, they've been staying with our organization, so we're just looking to grow our family.
Yeah, and of course, they see the success that the high school team is having, and they say that could be
Having
me.
a great year, yes.
Yeah. I think it's interesting for folks to understand, because probably not a lot of people do understand the structure of it. But we think of sports for youths being something that is strictly a school thing, and it's not.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Indiana Youth Hockey Association is one example of that, and so this is for travel team.
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, terrific.
Yep.
All right, good stuff. Come on in, Coach. Reintroduce yourself.
I'm Mike Simone. I'm the coaching director, and I also coach a 14U team this year.
Now, how many teams are we talking about within the structure of Indiana Youth Hockey?
Approximately 10. It can vary from year to year depending on our numbers, and we would like to have more teams, so that's why we're promoting the event.
Sure. Now, how many of those teams will end up being traveling teams?
All of them.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we operate under the Pittsburgh Amateur Hockey League, PAHL, and we play within divisions there, and we travel around the Pittsburgh area and sometimes a little bit farther.
Now, with that many kids, obviously you need more than just one guy coaching. So how many people are involved in that aspect?
We have a great coaching staff. We have one head coach per team, and then we also have 2 to 3 assistant coaches on each team as well. And they're a really great group of guys. They know the game. They work with our kids just fantastically. They do a really good job.
Yeah, and in terms of the number of teams and the age ranges for each team.
So
Are they set up by skill level as well?
a little bit of both.
Or
So
experience.
we have 8U, 10U, 12U, 14, 16, 18U. So 2-year increments the whole way up to 18U. And then we roster teams, sometimes based on skill level, sometimes depending on the situation, how many players we have. We make adjustments, and then they play within the PHL, so there's different skill divisions within that as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I referred to it as skill. Maybe it would be more experience, but the coaches in each of the individual leagues would determine where their players end up.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. So these guys, your season runs from when to when?
It starts in the fall, usually around the end of August is when we begin practice. And typically it would be ending up a few weeks earlier, but things were pushed back because of the year we've had. But it's usually the end of March when we're wrapping things up. So it is a long season. You do get a little bit of a break during the holiday time. But it's really a great sport, and most of that span from the fall into the spring, it's dark and it's cold out, so you might as well be sliding around on ice,
There you
chasing
go.
a puck around.
There you go. That's a good plan. Now she mentioned that this event coming next week is for any hockey player. All age ranges too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We want them to come out and see what we're about, get a little taste of what we do. We're going to have some of our coaches out there so they can meet them and see who some of the adults that would be working with them may be. Yeah. And we also have our strength and conditioning coach, Franco Alexander. He's going to be on the turf so they can get a little taste of what we do off the ice as well.
In the course of a season, or even once you're beginning in the fall, we think about the various skills that are developed through hockey. Skating, obviously, is something that is very important, and so I'm assuming you have somebody who's going to help the kids with their skating. You're going to help the kids drills that are going to help them with stick handling, with how to play the position a defenseman's going to play differently than a forward, and all of that is pretty well structured.
Absolutely. So. Typically at the younger levels, we look more at skill development, so getting those skating skills, puck handling, shooting, passing, and those sorts of things. And as they get older and they're able to understand the game a little bit better, then we start introducing more complex hockey topics. So we really have a pretty strong hockey curriculum starting at the younger levels, going the whole way up.
Yeah, and when we think about the high school team, which is undefeated, headed into the playoffs, those guys all came out of this program.
A lot of them did.
Yeah.
A lot of them did, yes.
Yeah, terrific. So you're doing the job.
We're trying. We're trying, and we're always trying to make it better and provide a better hockey experience for our players each season.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's a great program. I know that it's a great program because we've seen so much success out. And when we hear the tournament action from you guys, when you get into it here in the playoffs, we're going to hear those results and we're going to see how successful Indiana is. But it just means that everybody's working really hard to make this happen. So for this event, let's give the information again for the event coming up next week.
It's next week. It's next Thursday night. It's April 8th from 6:10 to 8:30. You can go on to our website, IYHAchiefs.com, and register. And that's pretty much it. We want to thank everyone for the opportunity for us to promote this, and we hope to see everybody there.
Terrific. Good plan. All right, from you three guys, who's the fastest skater? Really? Putting the hand up doesn't really work on radio. So.
I'd say Maddox. He's called bullet.
Yeah. So we're going to have to see the two of you go together. And Max probably is fastest of them all, huh? Who's best stick handler? They're not saying. They're not saying. Evidently, it's not any of these three. It's somebody else within the program. Hey, Coach Mike. Thanks so much to all of you for coming in. Players, adults, we appreciate it so very much for the visit this morning and wish you the best and hope this event really turns out well next week. And there you go,
IYHAchiefs.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't ask me to remember this stuff. I'm terrible at it. That is going to do it for us for today. Fox News is coming up next in just a moment. And then after that, it is the Brian Kilmeade Show. Indiana in the Morning is always presented by First Commonwealth Bank. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Have a great Easter weekend.
Do you ever have questions in your life? Questions that you are searching to find answers to?